negotiation?
Believe it or not, Mark, it took a little bit longer than what I thought. Obviously, as you age, and there's a fantastic crop of young players coming through, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but the deal got done in the end, and I'm very happy.
Were you, I mean, if it was going longer than you were thinking, would you think you might have to go somewhere else, or what were you thinking?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't really pushing conversations at all. I was just letting it all unfold between the manager and our list management. So yeah, I wasn't forcing it. I knew I was always going to be staying here. What we've been able to build and the players that we've been able to develop in the past 5 years, you know, we're certainly building something special here, and I want to be a part of it for as long as I can be.
I mean, does that mean beyond another year after next? You're going to go year by year now, or what do you think?
Or do I get you in for negotiation, Sean?
Yeah,
Is that right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, I'll call you next year and we'll and we'll go again. But yeah, obviously, I mean, if the body holds up, and I think the most important thing is the team, and if I'm playing some consistent football and what my leadership role looks like next year, yeah, I couldn't see why I couldn't keep going.
You went through some tough times at the start of your career. I mean, you want to be around while the going's good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess the greatest thing, rocking up to a game knowing that you've got an unbelievable bunch of teammates around you that you know are going to put in 100% effort, and you know, when everyone knows the same game plan and you can go out and execute it as a team, you get a lot of joy out of that. And I guess earlier on in my career, you probably think more about individually, and that's nothing against younger players, but you probably just think about how you can survive in the team each week, and you don't necessarily understand what it takes to be in a good team and what you need to do for the team to succeed. And that's certainly something I've had to learn over the last number of years, and certainly grateful for those lessons, and that's something that I can teach our younger players coming through now.
You were talking about how late your career started. Did you ever think that you'd be playing into your mid-30s when it started?
Probably not. No, I don't think so. I've certainly been lucky and so grateful for the Brisbane Lions for obviously recruiting me back in the end of 2011, and not once has it ever really crossed my mind that I'd want to play anywhere else, and you know, for them to reward me again with another year, I'm so stoked about.
Did you have any moments of wavering, Dayne, when, you know, say 5 years ago, 2016, 2017, given that you'd had a fairly late start to your career, where you wondered if it'd ever turn around and you'd have a chance to play in a successful team that would push for a premiership?
I certainly wondered if I was ever going to play in a team that was, yeah, you know, going to even play finals. And I guess a lot of the experts probably didn't think it was going to happen as quickly as what we have made it change here at the football club. But I think that comes back to the people that we put in the right places. Obviously, Greg Swan, I think, was the first appointment, then David Noble, then obviously Fags, and what we've been able to do in developing and keeping our young talent as well, I think, has been a really important part of this journey, and we're able to flip it around pretty quickly. You know, in 1 or 2 seasons, we're able to go from last 16th or 15th up to 2nd. So it can be done, and you know, I didn't really, I saw that as an actual challenge once Fags got hired, as how can we turn this team around to, you know, hopefully be a powerhouse similar to what the Lions were back in the early 2000s, and we're nowhere near that, but we're certainly heading in the right direction.
What's the difference, you know, in your mind from the bad old days to what you're going through now as a footballer?
I guess probably the team camaraderie. You know, you can go into our locker room right now and you can see every single player talking to everyone else. I guess when you were coming through, you probably felt intimidated to talk to the likes of Brownie and Blackie, and that's, you know, nothing against them, but they just carried such an aura that, you know, you felt like you were sort of hassling, asking them questions or whatever it may have been, and that's something that we really wanted to stamp out. We really wanted every player to feel a part and as important as the next person, right through from the captain all the way down to our rookie listed players. And I think that's something that we've created, and, you know, there's people talking to everyone, and that's on the staff as well. We think it's really important that all our players engage with our staff, level 5, and I know COVID's sort of interrupted that a little bit at our football club at the moment, but hopefully we can get that back, because we do really want to value our club on being a real family, that being one of our real core values, and, you know, there's no doubt that that's had a huge influence on our success on the field.
One of the big changes, I mean, sell out at the Gabba again. I mean, 2 years ago, that was the first one in donkeys, and now you've had 3 or 4 in a row. So you must be really excited for another big game.
Yeah,
it's a big team.
It's awesome, and obviously our Gabba crowd is seriously one of the best, and this ground echoes louder than any other ground. So to have a full house here again, you know, the Brisbane public's really getting behind us, which I think is really important. Yeah, obviously a lot of them are going to be Richmond supporters as well, but I think it shows how much of an impact last year's season has had, having the football in Queensland, and regularly we're getting over 20,000 fans to our games on a consistent level, which is really important for the growth of the sport.
How's the Friday night game feel? We haven't had many of those up here. In fact, I can't remember the last Friday night game up here.
Well, last year.
We had one last
Well, it might have been. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, I think
During
Richmond
the
was.
Footy Fest.
Yeah, no, I think Richmond was, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
That's why it wasn't me, sorry.
Yeah, well, it's an unbelievable atmosphere, and obviously, you know, something that the players really look forward to. I think one thing we really strived as a football club a few years ago was, you know, getting ourselves back into those positions, and we play a brand of football now that I think is really exciting, and you know, we want a lot of people to see it, and I think it's a great reward that we've been given, you know, some games like this. I think later on in the year we might have Geelong on a Thursday night, which is also something that we haven't really experienced before. So it's great that we put ourselves in a position for that. Now we've got to go out and perform it.
Dave's talked about that. It takes more than beating a team once. You know, has that been the mantra this week? It's not just we ended the hoodoo and that's all in the past. You've got to back it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've proven that they've been the best side for 4 or 5 years now, and the fact that we've beaten them once should give us some form of confidence. But we need to go out on a consistent basis, especially when you play these type of teams. And you know, I think Richmond's game style is one of the best in the competition. I think they've shown over the last few weeks they've had personnel out, but the guys that have come in have been able to pretty much fit in seamlessly, and that's something that we want to build to. And you know, you always look at what the best teams are doing and how they do it, and we want to be just like them. And you know, gives ourselves a great opportunity tomorrow night to go out and do that. But yeah, certainly I wouldn't say it's a hoodoo's broke or anything like that, but you know, we need to do it again.
And from what the coach was saying just before about earlier in the season with the penalties that you were like giving away and finding that sort of I guess, you know, balance. Sort of how did you do that?
Oh, well, I went over and had a look at a lot of the free kicks that I was giving away, and a lot of them were just from high tackles, getting there too early and being too anxious to lay the tackle, and so I've just simply changed that. It's pretty easy to do at training. Yeah, it's just all a technique thing. So I'm glad I've been able to fix that up, because there is nothing worse than seeing your name at the top of a free kick list, believe it or not. And I think I've been pretty good the last few weeks, which is you know, I guess it counts towards the contested ball stats as well, which, you know, most people might not have known, but it certainly looks our contested ball numbers look a lot worse than what they probably were. So all those little things add up, and I'm glad I've been able to eradicate it.